DK Vine Hall of Fame 2014, presented by Helmost the Dreadfully Evil.
Welcome back, mortal maggots. If you're wondering who the penultimate winner is, then, well, wonder no longer. Coming in second place, it's Cranky Kong, from off of Donkey Kong Country.
Once upon a time, there was an arcade game. It was hugely successful and a revolution in gaming history, and that game was called Pong. But a little while later, there was another arcade game. That game was called Donkey Kong, and it's because of that game that you're here right now watching this video. Where did it all go wrong, eh? Cranky Kong made his first appearance as the villain of this arcade classic, back when he was young, athletic, and so very, very handsome. Back then, he was known as Donkey Kong Sr. His grandson, or possibly his grandson, is Donkey Kong Jr., who grew up to become the platforming hero of Donkey Kong Country. But of course, we all know that. And here at DK Vine, we don't worship Cranky for what he did when he was young. Neither his arcade adventures nor his starring roles in scatological pornography are what make Cranky Kong such an unforgettable character. Nope, we worship Cranky Kong for what he's gotten up to in his old age. His role in the Donkey Kong Country games as the cantankerous, complaining, egotistical old mentor and shopkeeper. In the first Donkey Kong Country in 1994, Cranky made us all laugh with his constant bitching about the game he was in, slagging off the game's jaw-dropping visuals and high production value, calling it unnecessary and far too complex compared to the simple, basic graphics of his heyday. This kind of humour holds a special place in our hearts because self-aware comedy endears the developers to us, and makes it feel like genuine love and effort was put into the game by real human beings. Here at DK Vine, we love self-deprecating humour because we all have extremely small penises. Cranky Kong eventually changed into a cheerful, kind mentor during the events of the King of Swing series. Rumours persist that Cranky hated being happy and it was the worst time of his life, so it must have been an honour and a pleasure to return to being a miserable old cunt when Donkey Kong Country Returns came out. This time, his humour took a more subtle turn as he slagged off the game's faults in a way that didn't break the fourth wall. This perhaps makes Retro Studios not quite as humble and earnest as Rare, but it demonstrates that they made an effort to make us smile. In Tropical Freeze, Cranky Kong came out of retirement to be one of the 4 playable heroes of the game. While this brought an end to his hilariously cynical dialogue, it was a chance for him to prove he's still got the saggy old balls to get off his arse and go adventuring with the youngsters. Mind you, it did prove that his comment stating that he could beat Donkey Kong Country with just one life in under an hour was bollocks. Wrinkled, pendulous bollocks that swing past his knees.
That's number 2 then. Only one more of these Hall of Fame videos to go now. Thank fucking God for that. So stay tuned for this year's top-voted Hall of Famer. The answer might just amaze you. Then again, it might come as no surprise whatsoever, I don't know.